Condos are a little bit different than houses. I've helped many clients buy condos in the DC area. I've also helped a few clients sell condos that they weren't quite what they were expecting. And although I'm currently a house dweller, there are days when I desperately miss the low maintenance lifestyle of condo living. And I previously owned 2 condos and served on both condo boards, which gave me a lot of insight into how this all works. If you Google this topic, you will find a lot of stuff out there that might not be relevant to the DC market or really makes it hard to find any condo that looks like one you should buy. But today I want to go over what my most important considerations are when buying it. Here's the things that I think really matter. Number 1, will you be able to use the condo how you want? This means, can you have pets? Can you rent it out? Can you put in an in-unit washer dryer? Will you need to keep carpeting or rugs on most of the floor? You know what's important to you. You'll need to get a copy of the rules and regulations and the bylaws. There are rules in both, and make sure that there's nothing that's going to prohibit you from living your best life, or at least that you know about it in advance. Next, are you confident that the building is well managed? Some buildings are self-managed, some buildings are professionally managed. There are good ones in both of these categories. This can be really tricky to evaluate as a buyer. But I think the real question is, are there competent people who are invested in the management and operation of the building? I say competent because I've seen many self-managed buildings where the owners are very keen on saving money on condo dues, but they haven't the slightest idea on what needs to be done to manage or operate a building. I've also seen professionally managed buildings where the property management company is collecting their fee and seemingly doing nothing. Neither of these is good. Condo docs give us a lot of clues into this, and another tip would be requesting condo board meeting minutes. If they don't have any, it's not a good time. The next thing to consider is, are there likely to be upcoming special assessments? Now, special assessments are one of those things that everyone wants to avoid. But if you own a condo for the long term, chances are not small that at some point you will encounter a special assessment. They're not all to be feared. They're somewhat routine, but you don't want a large special assessment soon after you purchase because A, your budget might be tight when buying. B, you're essentially paying for the mistakes of past condo association decisions. So we want to try to figure out, is there any known major issue that is not budgeted for? And I have some tips on how to do that, but it's a whole other video that we'll do on that one. Last but not least is the overall vibe check. Is this a place that feels welcoming and comfortable to you? Most buildings have some kind of shared space. If they don't, then maybe don't worry about it. But in many buildings, you'll be running into your neighbors and hallways and other spaces. I'm not suggesting you judge people based on who you're coming in contact with, but this is one that's a little bit more subjective. If it doesn't feel right when you visit, if it doesn't feel like a place you want to live, then spend a little more time there and see if it improves. Maybe the hallways are just dated and have poor lighting. But if you can, talk to some people that live there. Ask them what they like. Ask them what their biggest complaints are. It's a small sample size, but useful information. And most buildings are going to have a wide range of different people. But you want to make sure it's one where you feel like you can be at home. I have other condo tips that I'd be happy to share with you or answer any questions that you might have. So please feel free to reach out.